Over the years, LEGO has gifted us with a seemingly endless amount of fantastic Ninjago sets. Year after year, this theme continues to deliver with unique and highly posable mechs, beautiful and serene temple builds, and large and imposing dragons. But with all of this good, there inevitably has to be some bad, and that's what we're going to be looking at in today's video. What is the worst Ninjago set of all time? I have an idea myself of what this may be, but before we delve into my opinion, I asked all of you over on Instagram what you thought the worst Ninjago set would be, and you guys had some very interesting answers. Out of all the submissions I received, the top 3 most common picks were the Ninja Team combo vehicle, 4+ Jay's electromech, and the 4+ Nia and Aaron's baby dragon battle. Wanting to truly know the answer as to which out of these 3 takes the crown for worst, I did the unthinkable and purchased all 3 of these sets to build, review, and eventually crown a champion of the worst. Without any further ado, let's get started. First up here is the cheapest of the 3 sets. This is Jay's electromech, released in 2021 and retailing for $20. Having this thing all built up, I can very easily give it the title of worst LEGO mech ever. I genuinely don't know what the designers were thinking here. The main body piece of the set is its own unique mold, and I can't for the life of me understand why they made it in the shape of a square. Mechs are supposed to be sleek and humanoid, and instead this thing ends up looking like a cardboard box with legs. The arm builds are hilarious to me, with large enough gaps in the middle to fit multiple katanas through. The opposing build in this set is some sort of trebuchet or cannon for this Anachondri cultist, and even though it's quite bulky, it still manages to decently capture what something of this nature would actually look like. And that brings me to the fundamental problem with this set. This is the only Ninjago mech we've ever gotten that just doesn't look like a mech. On top of that, the figure selection is incredibly boring. Both Jay and Izor here were some of the most common characters in this wave. Having built this up and taken a look at it in person, I just can't believe a product like this exists, but we still have 2 sets to go. Let's find out if either of them are worse. This is Nia and Aaron's baby dragon battle. With 157 pieces, this retailed for a whopping $35 USD. Is that price worth it? Let's build this thing up and find out. Alright, and with this thing all built up, I will say you actually do get a nice amount of mass for your money. You get 2 land builds, an enemy vehicle with this nice print, and a dragon for your ninja. Maybe not worth the full retail price of $35, but at a slight discount, this set really does provide a lot of options for play for the younger ones out there. The 2 land builds are pretty generic to me personally, but I actually quite like this Imperium hovercraft here, and it is something we actually saw in the show. The dragon, however, has to be one of the worst builds we've seen from this theme in its 14-year lifespan. Aside from the hilariously out-of-place raptor leg molds and the gap-filled wings, this overbite really takes the cake for what makes this set terrible. I just genuinely can't fathom how this made it as an actual product, and after how great the 4+ Spinjitzu Monastery was this year, I don't really think there's much of an argument to be made for the 4+ line being out of whack. These sets have the potential to provide decent builds, but unfortunately, this one here didn't quite hit that mark. However, I will say the minifigure selection does carry. Nia only came in 2 sets this wave, both of them being quite expensive, so this set here was a cheaper option to get her. And finally, we have the Ninja Team combo vehicle, which released last year in summer of 2024 for an egregious $89.99 USD. This thing has just a little over 500 pieces, making the price per piece around 15.6 cents, which is among the highest we've ever seen from this theme. And with the set put together, I will say this thing actually does look quite a bit better in person. It has more mass to it than I initially pictured, and it's pretty fun to pick up and mess around with. However, this one is really derivative of past sets, like the 3 ultrasonic raiders we've already gotten in the past, except the glaring difference is that these vehicles here look much worse when disconnected. Lloyd's car here looks really goofy and unfinished without the motorbikes. The treads up front especially stand out to me in a bad way. The motorbikes have a ton of mass in the middle, but not much on either end, which looks really strange. And then Sora's jet, if you even want to call it that, is really pathetic to me. This thing is tiny, and I hesitate to even call it a 4th vehicle in the set. The minifigures are nice. This is the cheapest way to get the new Lloyd and Nia. They were only available in a $250 set, and this one is $90, so it is technically cheaper. The Wolf Mask General came with this exclusive red Shatterspin armor piece, but was later released in a foil pack, so this guy is no longer rare or exclusive. At $90, which is the actual price I paid for this, I think you're not getting your money's worth. In fact, I'd go as far to say that the price is offensive to consumers. No one should be paying that amount for a product that's not only relatively small when compared to its price tag, but also fails to deliver a unique or even just generally good overall build. And just like that, I have built and reviewed the top 3 worst Ninjago sets of all time. So which one comes in at the coveted number 1 spot? For me, that honor easily goes to the 4+J's electromech. As a toy, this just fails in a lot of regards to me personally, because it doesn't embody the core ideas of what a mech should be. It certainly had some stiff competition though. The hilarious overbite on this jaw-droppingly bad Nia Dragon is still shocking to me, and the $90 price point on this very generic-looking Ninja Team combo vehicle is enough to get anyone's blood boiling. Either way, that's it for my look at the worst Ninjago sets. If you think I missed any, let me know down in the comments below, and perhaps I'll make a sequel trying to see if we can dethrone the electromech. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.